Alright, how's it going, guys? Um, on the Discord app, I wasn't able to. I don't want to be that guy, but I can't seem to get things in order. But I announced on the Discord that I short MDT at 118.19, and right now we're at 118.14. Just want to give you a quick idea of why I chose this. First off, it was on my counter trend trade idea scanner right here, MDT. And it was announced four times the past 10 minutes or 16 minutes. And the daily, we have something like this, a recovery from the previous day. And you can tell right here that it was heading towards a nice spot. It kind of was overextended. You could see this area touching here, here. It was in a pretty good place. And then on 15s, it was moving quite along. It created a bull flag, meaning that it was going sideways, a little bit down for another spike over, and it did that. And now it's touching this area. You could tell it's touching here, 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 and so it's a kind of good place to retrace back for a possible move back up again. Of course, I'm always in favor of gravity lately, so I'm always shorting. Don't know why. It's just how my brain is wired. So you could see the points on the 15s and the 5 minute. This is the 5 minute chart. And this gray area is pretty much to break the pre-market or market close area. So isn't it kind of pretty? You can kind of tell that it's creating a nice pretty line here, or trend line. So that's where we're at. I just need to see if this is going to work for us. Let me go ahead and draw my line, and it may get choppy. I'm expecting that. Okay, so 118.19 right there. So I'm just going to sit on this for a little bit. It's going to be one of those boring streams. Okay, so another thing I want to show you is a possible, people ask where would I exit. This was a trigger on 2 minutes basically. So if I get on the 2 minute chart, I was looking for it break underneath the previous candle. So it was like right here. I got in a little bit early basically. Hey, how's it going, Zane? How come you're trading at this time as opposed to morning? Because I woke up late. But if you look at my description under counter trend, I have a general rule, which means that I won't trade until after 45 minutes. I want three 15-minute candles that are the same color, either three solid green candles or three red candles, and then hopefully I'll see the right shape in order to do a counter for that extreme move in the morning. If I do trade in the morning, I probably won't post it live because I find it a little bit more risky for morning or for beginner traders. And I'm basically doing this for people that are trying to get in on trading. And I'm a firm believer that counter trend is easier for beginners than those fast moving morning trades. Morning trades are more dominant amongst traders than algorithms, than machines, but it's so fast that people get anxiety. If you're not initiated in trading, it's not, in my opinion, is not the way to go until you fortify yourself, if that makes any sense. How's it going, Lindsay? But some of the greatest moves are 30 minutes after the market open. But I still have to stay firm with my rules. If the shape is just immaculate, meaning it has that beautiful parabolic move, then I may have to settle for that 30 minutes in and take it. So this is the 2-minute chart. That's what the 2M stands for. And it's creating a bull flag. That's kind of scary. Hey, Daniel. Thanks, man. The one thing I like about streaming, the one thing I really like about streaming is the fact that I don't have to go back and edit very much. The bad thing is I feel like I talk too much. I actually feel guilty after I talk for a whole hour. It's been a while since I've taught. And I'm just filling in space. My wife even says so. It's like, wow, you talk a lot. She gets jealous because I don't talk that much in real life. I don't think. I mean, to her at least. Because I'm just talking, trying to fill in dead space, dead air. No, I talk a lot with her. I'm just kidding. Hey, Jeremy. I don't know how Jeremy is multitasking the way he does. If you're on the Discord app and you've seen what he's done, he got in on Tesla. I can't confirm if he went long or short based on the picture, but he made a lot of money. It was pretty awesome. Right here. He showed us this picture right here. This was Tesla. And this is just picture perfect, right, for a counter trend. Parabolic move on both volume and shape, and then it shoots back down. That's a beautiful thing. How's it going, Samir? Yeah, he went long. Okay, I figured you went long, Jeremy. That's where I was. Yeah, see these little green little dots here? So you actually went long, and then you started selling. You went long again, you sold. That's different. Wow, you're very versatile. Hey, happy Monday, Emilio. Today's Monday, isn't it? No wonder I woke up so late. I was looking at ZM, Zoom. They're getting a little bit parabolic right now, but they keep faking you out. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell where to enter, but if you look at Zoom, I'm gonna let this one ride for a little bit because it's it's one of those faders, and then I'll put a live stop over the high of 88 118.33. Okay. Look at Zoom, guys. Do you see that? And I've had one person comment, it's like, you can't even see the candles. I like to look at the chart like this because it kind of makes, I don't know, my old eyes like to see straight lines. So I see lines whenever I put the candles clustered together like that. But you can see it start climbing up parabolically. And the volume is rising right here. Here's the daily, and this is where it gets tricky. Now, what I see is it creating a wick and coming back down to here. But the question is, where is it going to stop? Because I'm thinking pivot point could be up here, the resistance. So you have to be careful with this one. But look at it right here. This is a beautiful shape. Yeah, you don't know where it's going to stop with Tesla. That is dangerous, and it's expensive. But ZM, look at this, guys. So I'm going to go down the Discord app right now and let everyone know if they're not. The ZM is looking nice. This is the 15s. Look at that. So when I look at the 15s, I'm basically convincing myself that even if I have a poor entry, it does need to come back, depending on the shape. It's looking pretty nice, the way it's shaped up. See how I like to bunch it together so I can have a more, I don't know. There's more hype when it's closer together. So I'm gonna be watching that. This is me right here, stuck in this one. I figured this will be a slow mover, so I kind of like the idea, just because um, it helps newer traders get more initialized in trading, to just take the pain a little bit. Yeah, Daniel says he likes ZM. Me too. I think I'm in the wrong stock, but it's okay. I have enough shares to try for. ZM has just broke 87.50. Oh, now it's announced again on my counter trend right here. Daniel asks, "How's my executions on TD?" I'm not using TD. I'm using this is the chart for Thinkorswim, TD, and Ameritrade, but I'm actually using Lightspeed. So I have two platforms running right now. Heard it went bad. I guess the only way something goes bad is if it has very slow executions, and I don't think Thinkorswim or E-Trade ever had very fast executions. Although I know of a few people that use E-Trade for scalping. I don't even know how they do that. Guys, watch ZM with that spike in volume. Okay, this is working out for me. I'm going back to ZM. I'm not the type of person that adds, especially when I see something like ZM right here. I'd rather put some shares into. I'm answering Zane's question if I would add MDT. Right now, ZM is looking good, so I'd rather put my shares into something that looks a little bit cleaner. Right here, look at that volume, and let's look at the 15s. That spike right here, and now trigger on 5s would be pretty low, like like 40 cents away. That's how fast this thing's moving. The range is nice, and it kind of triggered on the 2-minute, but you know, maybe down to here would be nice if you guys are interested in that one. My MDT is working well. It's fading off like I want it to. But underneath this candle, possibly 87.30. So under 87.30 maybe. Gosh, there's so much range, so y'all need to be careful, because you know, according to my chart, 1 inch away is 88. So make sure your stop is a nice 50, 60 cents away with a 10-cent spread. Looking at my chart. So of course the first rule is picking the right stock. That's where my trade ideas come into play. A few people asked for the scanners. I'll get back to you. I'll send you the scanners when I get a chance. But guys, you need a good scanner so you can simplify your life a bit rather than going through all the highs and low tickers to find the right shape. The parameters of my scanner is it's not bad. It identifies an increase in volume and the consecutive candles, and then you get to verify if it's executable. Looking at my MDT is okay. It's already touching the 9-minute 9 EMA. I'm gonna see, this one didn't really trigger. This one's kind of dirty. It's tricky because it's having such a good day. So here's MDT. I entered at 118.19. And if I put it in the 5-minute 9 EMA here, here's 2-minute. Here's the 5-minute. It kind of touched right there. So there's two reasons why it would bounce. And right here, this little support line and the 9 EMA. But there's a really good reason why on the 15s, it just needs to come back a little bit more in my opinion. So, you know, I'm gonna let it settle a bit. Let me look at the daily again. Yeah, so get rid of this. So yeah, that's that. And just let it do what it does. And ZM's daily is ridiculous. That's why I like it. And I got the volume's increasing here, guys. So any day now. This is probably one where I would scale in, even though I'm not really into that. But you see that volume there, and look at this. Look at this amount of on the ask. So I'm gonna get on the Discord. ZM short, 87. I may get in a little bit early. Other 87.30 ish will be my place. Okay, looks like I'm not going anywhere for a while. Okay. Look at that fake out, guys. Scary. MBT. The problem with so I'm on the fence. I'm just like a click away from getting a TradeNet account. The intro, which I've always suggested not to get because it's only $14,000 buying power. But everybody, you know, when I look at YouTube, what everybody wants is to see how you're going to make money with very little money, like penny stocks. There's so much shit about penny stocks. It's stupid. I mean, I'm not gonna dog their methods. It probably does work, but I find that a little bit questionable. The method is finding basically using rumors and you know, what do you call those? Pump and dumps in order to do penny stocks. That's not in my opinion wise, because you don't know, we're only on the outside looking in. We don't know what's actually going on. So I'm not really into that. But I'm commenting on that because Zoom is an $80 stock, which means I can only buy like 150 shares if I had $14,000 buying power. And I was a math teacher, but I'm not that good at simple math. I actually already printed out a cheat sheet right here for the intro account for $14,000 buying power, because I'm back testing. I'm seeing if I actually could make, you know, if I could be successful. And, you know, I think I can, but come on, 150 shares when you can get the student account and use much more shares, much more. You know what I'm saying? Okay, keeping ZM on a small chart. Going back to NBT as it's fading away. Now it needs to go underneath this area right here, 118. On the studies, I'll use the VWAP now because it's fading downwards. Daniel says you get 60k buying power on 3k. I thought it was 80k. Huh. Maybe they changed it, either that or because if you look at my old videos, I did use TradeNet just to when I had the chat room and I wanted to see if I can replicate the buying power with my students that didn't have a US platform. So I bought the TradeNet to experiment. I need to address that because everyone thinks I'm still using TradeNet to see if I could actually make it work, and it worked out. But yeah, I thought I had 80,000 buying power, maybe because I accumulated some profits. Oh, it is 80,000 web trader. Right, yeah, so that's actually pretty awesome, isn't it? I mean, of course, everyone has skepticism towards certain things about TradeNet, but you do get your money. You can make money off TradeNet, um, and I think that's faster. But everybody wants to see me do spend under $400 to see if I can make something out of 14,000. I know I can. It's just a matter of, well, my wife thinks it's a waste of time. I think it's a challenge. Zoom is triggering soon. ZM. Like under here, 87, under 8770-ish would be a nice area. WebTrader says he has that. Yeah, Turf, I am using Lightspeed. I'm just not showing it. Lightspeed is reliable. I have nothing wrong with TradeNet. It's just, I really have nothing wrong with TradeNet, honestly. But every time you say you're okay with TradeNet, everyone is gonna start bombing you with why you shouldn't use it. Yeah, I'm gonna go in under here, under this area, 8776. See if I can catch it. Okay, so MDT just broke down underneath 118 and is approaching the purple line, which is the greedy line. Look how dangerous this ZM is going. It keeps faking you out. I'll tell you right now, I'm gonna change back to my MDT because it's fading pretty quickly, but I will get in underneath this area, 87, in the 8770 area. 8770. So this is my MDT right here. I got in up here. I'm gonna show you the VWAP right here, and this is basically the greedy line because it's so far away, but it looks like it's doing well here. And I, as a former teacher, I do have a little bit of an ability of multitasking. But if you're not one of those, then don't do it. Focus on one. If you want to prevent the possibilities of getting ADD, then stick with one chart at a time. So here, if you look right here, see this chart right here that has all this black underneath? It only has two tickers. That's my small cap. That's the one I would use for a $14,000 buying power, and I got nothing, and there's nothing announcing. I could buy MDT with 18 with an intro account, but that's going to be like, I don't even know, 100 shares. You'll make $50. That wouldn't be that bad. But nobody's going to be, well, some people will be happy. Okay, here's ZM. You know what? I'm just going to get out right now. Okay, I'm out. Covered MDT at 7. Okay. So on the Discord app, I'm gonna say I covered because I need to focus on that ZM. It looks really good. I lied about my my multitasking ability. I'm better off not doing that, honestly. It's been quite a while since I've been a teacher, and I've always been a shitty multitasker. I just want it underneath here. Looks like it's going to be a fade because of the volume dying. WebTrader says, oh, he has the student account. Awesome, man. One issue with TradeNet is the psychology problem of giving up your cost up front. Yeah, you pay for your education. It's not a deposit. That's what a lot of people have an issue with. I don't see anything wrong with it. I find it actually very comforting knowing that if you go below a certain amount, say I don't know the exact numbers, but I know with the intro account, if you put in $375 with that discount, and you get to lose a lot more than you actually put in before they close your account. So there's a cap. Instead of paper trading and jumping in with a Lightspeed account, putting in 25,000, say 30,000, and then you lose $10,000 right off the start. Yeah, that would suck. But it happens all the time. It happened to me. Yeah, student, you have 4K max loss, which that's not bad considering. Really, I thought it was more than 4K, because the student count's 3,000 something. Well, it's always nice to know that you spend a lot less than you can lose. $4K? Well, if you lose 4K in one day, then obviously we're doing something wrong. So 4K is a great max loss anyways. A beginner with a student account, I would not suggest anybody losing more than $300, $400 in one day. Look at that volume spike right there on ZM. This one's giving a really difficult time signaling when it's going to go. A 5 minute, maybe it's a 5 minute. It's all the way up here now, guys. So it's touching these candles. Right here. You can kind of see that. Okay, it touched touched $88. Okay, 5 minute trigger would be nice. Now it's diving down now. So maybe underneath 82. Okay, I'm in. I got in at 87. 78. I went fast. I should have typed it faster. So I got in right here. Not really there. A little bit earlier, but due to the spreads, it's, you'll never get a really good number with that kind of spread. But I'm satisfied. It's okay. at least it's like right at the area, the actual area where most people would enter, underneath a 5 minute chart. That looks like a 5 minute entry right there. So I did a pretty clean 5 minute entry. Still doesn't mean anything considering how dirty this thing moves. But we have the volume spike with a little movement. Get closer. Here's the volume spike, small candle. Now it's retracing a bit. Based on the 15, it needs to come back, right? That's what we're hoping for, down to here. That's all we want. We just want a $2 move. That's all. We're not asking for much. Amelia asked, Albert, if price drops, do you look for increasing volume for confirmation? Yeah, I do. I get faked out a lot based on a volume spike. I may even get faked out just by looking, if I'm shorting and I look at the bid and it starts increasing a lot, I can get faked out. So I try to stay as resilient as possible right now, at least, until it moves past this area, some support areas, before it gets to, say, let's look at the very first line I usually go with, a 5 minute 9 EMA. So down to here. So it's actually already touched my 5 minute 9 EMA. So I'm just gonna avoid getting faked out by volume and, my initial area of exiting, because it already touched it. I really feel like, based on the 15 right here, well, let's look at something else. Let's get greedy now. Let's look at the VWAP, because right there. Now, here's a little bit of confirmation, right? It touched a band, and there is room for it to come back down. I would never be in it to 83, but you kind of get the idea that 85 doesn't look that bad. That's just midways to the VWAP, right? So there is possibility. We'll just leave it at that. I don't want to say I'm hoping, because that's a very dangerous word. But I think you guys can see what I'm seeing here. This right here. I mean, Jeremy sees it, so that makes me feel better. It's just it's going up. It needs to come back down a little bit. And the range is huge. I mean, look at this candle. From here, it's 85 something. Mid 85s down to 82s. So that's a $3 move from end to end, from wick to wick. Of course, we're not going to get there. But from here down to here, that's a $2 move. That's practical. I mean, hell, I'll settle for a $1 move, because that wouldn't be that bad. Thanks, Emilio. That's pretty much how I feel. I mean, honestly, I've been browsing on topics, trying to figure out how to help people, and all I ever see is like, here are 5 easy steps to becoming rich. Here are 3 easy steps to understanding counter trend. If you follow these 3 easy steps, but in the end, they are easy steps, but it's all about how you think. What stock did you choose? Why did you choose it? And how do you feel about it? Is the psychology of it, right? So I feel like sometimes streaming does help. Just winging it instead of going impromptu, instead of collecting my thoughts and just explaining my 3 easy steps, and just telling you, if you do that, it'll work. I'm showing you that if you do it on a chart like this that is kind of weird, it may work. But the way I see it, it will work. I mean, it's already working, but it's not exactly science. It's not exactly logic. It's art. Any real trader knows that trading is an art. Because if it was as simple as the 3 easy steps, in statistics and geometry than people would be teaching it in college. But any financial person or anybody in finance will tell you that day trading doesn't work, right? So how do day traders that succeed actually succeed? How do gamblers always win at Texas Hold'em? Right? There's always a strategy. The gambling one wasn't exactly a very good example. We're not gambling. We know what we're doing. We just find a place, we draw the line, and we sit on it, and we wait. That's basically it. Jeremy says, 3 easy steps to get smoked. Yep. And that's one of the reasons why I started this entire YouTube journey under my name. I was just sharing it with my family just to prove that I can be successful day trading. Because everyone knows you could be successful doing long term. That's a fact, statistically. But day trading has always been a sketchy thing. Hey Alex, hey Albert, is there a place I can find your TI scan setting? Yeah, just join the Discord app. There's a lot of people on there that trade similarly, that can help you, and then try to PM me, and I'll send you the scanner. In fact, I'll just show you. I'll do it right now. I got a couple of people that asked me the other day, and I'll just keep this chart a little visible because it could pop up anytime. In fact, you know what? Hold on a sec. I shouldn't play around like that. Let me just put a stop just in case something strange happens at the very top. And that is not exactly my stop. That's just something. Okay. All right. So, Zeebs asked for it. Oh, actually, I already sent it to him. Nice. Okay. Who else? Levi. He asked for it. Okay, so let me find it. Under documents. Idea Pro, and here's my scanner right here. Drop, drag and drop. Here's upload, and that's it. Discord is almost immediate uploading this. I tried doing it on Facebook. Some people said it didn't work. I'm not sure why, but it's not a big file. It's only 40 kilobytes. So yeah, get on the Discord app. It's in the description. There should be a link in the description, and then if not this one, then check a previous video, and yeah, feel free to join us. It's free. This is a newbie trading. I'm not newbie, by the way. This is Jeremy Newbie's Discord. He's a very successful counter trend trader, except not today. He's a successful pullback trader. Okay, now we just need to break down this area right here, right? You guys see that? How it's kind of going sideways, and we got to worry about, that possible cup and handle that I don't believe will happen based on this. We only have this tiny little 15-minute candle. We need more. We need a lot more, like down here. This is the 15-minute chart. This is how I keep my cool. I keep scanning the from farther away time wise. So here's the daily. We're creating a wick. It could easily come down to here. Just give yourself a mental picture that it will come down to the 86s. Okay, so we're not there yet. And in the 15s, it's a little bit closer, a closer view, and you can still tell that we have a lot of room to come back. Look at all those green candles and the volume rise. And we're just starting. This is just the beginning of something that could be beautiful. So, just build your relationship with her, and then before you're done, just leave her. Hey, Mode, he asks, how long have you been trading? How long it took to be profitable? That's a, um, I, I started in high school, so my story is a little bit different. But cumulatively, I've probably been trading for over maybe 10 years, I think. But I did have a profession as an educator, a teacher in high school. So I didn't trade then. I traded in high school where my dad used me to find stocks for him. And then I did my college and became a teacher for high school. Then I got sick, and then I had to leave school, and then I picked it up, and and then I've been pretty profitable since. But it was difficult after in my adulthood. It was more difficult based on the psychology of, don't fail your family, need to support your family kind of ordeal. So I've been trading for maybe 10 years, and I've been profitable for quite a while. There was an area that I always talk about too much, that after I got married and got sick and felt like I needed to make money, that's when trading was the hardest. And I had several panic attacks, and I couldn't trade for a good 3 to 4 months. I couldn't even click the mouse to execute a trade because I was too afraid. That to me would be not very profitable. Even though I wasn't red, I wasn't green either. So you kind of have to get back into that the groove in order to get profitable. I would say my approach after having all that anxiety is not the best approach. I believe failure is small failure, not blowing up your account, but failing is the best education. Just falling small enough to be able to get back up is the best form of education, because the education is not the shape of the chart, in my opinion, is not. There is how to get in and how to get out. What are we looking for? Those are all common questions that you'll see me do every single day. But the hardest part is knowing how to control your the demons inside your head, and that can be easily done by using the amount of shares. Start small, see how you feel, and then work your way. I recall there was a time that I would start small knowing I would fail just to see how that felt. And it's all psychological, right? I mean, if you hand over $80 in cash, to me it feels more painful than just swiping your card. In this case, it's more like swiping your card because it's not like you have to mail out your hard-earned cash, even though they're the exact same thing. So you need to put that in perspective. Okay, this thing's like curling a bit in the 5-minute chart. Nice red candles on the 5-minute, but it needs to just dive already. Just die. So we're still in the first 15-minute red candle. Now what we don't want is like a red in a 15-minute chart, a red candle, a green candle, a red candle, a green candle, then we're going sideways. That's when we know the stock is so strong it doesn't want to go down. And it's 2:14 right now. Jeremy's already multitasking. He's doing all sorts of things. He covered 50 at 87.40. I'm looking around like this because I got my 360 camera in the way. Okay. All right. EA showed up on the scanner. Jeremy's pointing it out. Oh, that is a beautiful shape. Guys, look at EA. That's right here on the trade ideas. Look at that. Look at that nose bomb. Nose dive. Nose bomb. Falling knife, kinda. Look at that beautiful wick from the previous day. So it's breaking down further. You need to figure out where it's going to go down. This is a really nice spot. That's really far away though. And it's already dove, so it broke down past here. It could go down further. Just gotta be a little careful. That is beautiful though. Look at that. This is what we look for, guys. The parabolic shape downwards faster and faster. The volume increasing higher and higher. You guys see that? I mean, it doesn't get any more beautiful than that. And then whatever happens afterwards is, you know, how do you enter? When do you enter? And try to get the right place. Rob is talking about PCG, pulling. PCG. Oh, it's one of those fades. Nice job, bro. Yeah, this looks nice, guys. Just don't get faked into a trade with the volume, and then it needs to go over 105 in order if I would take it. Shit. That's a hell of a move. Honestly, I can't get in this trade because I'm in ZM. I'm a little bit heavy on ZM. And this is an expensive stock. But hopefully Jeremy got some of that. He hasn't announced it yet. It is a little scary. But it hasn't triggered on 5 minutes. Still not a bad look. What's keeping me from doing it again? Let's look at the 15s. The fact that it could go further. Now we're on our second 15-minute candle. I want to see some nice red on ZM. Yeah, guys, EA, look at that. See that? See how it popped up and it's going back down? So scary. You gotta be worried a bit about that. In which case, you know, if it goes below the low, I would definitely get out because I don't know if it's going to go further down here. But this is pre-market. I mean, that's after the market close. This red candle, I think. Is it? Yeah, that's in the gray area. So I may dismiss that as a possible area. But down to here, it could go further. It could go into the low 104s. But you know, if you do enter, it's not looking horrible. Start small, scale in, and keep adding over certain areas. ZM is working. I don't like how it's kind of creating a bull flag a bit, but there's still room. Look at that volume, guys. Yeah, it wants to go over 105. Oh, there it goes. I'm just gonna watch it go without me. Yeah, Jeremy's in it. Jeremy's in EA. For the amount of range, the spread is nice. It's only like, I've only seen no more than 5 cents spread. Look at that move. So guys, see how this trade ideas, these scanners actually help you focus a lot on the right trades, the right stocks to counter. I can't say much about my other scanners because at this time of the day, I'm always looking for counters. But counters always, this is why I shouldn't have to convince any of y'all about the possible 90% success rate. I mean, if you get in, you can get out in your green, you know, anytime. The only time you're red is if you're a little too greedy. But, so, look at it. This is a beautiful move, kinda. With a little bit of fake out. So what I would do, if I were in it, is, you know, put my blue line on the 5-minute chart, which is still pretty far away, 105.45 at the moment, and that would be my first stop. Jeremy got in on Discord, says he got in at 105.01. Right down here. That's really nice. I really should be in on the game here, but Zoom is just going a little bit sideways, taking his time. Yeah, power hour is almost here, and I should be getting going. I have things to do. But yeah, guys, this was a really nice trade that, you know, I'm not in on. It's gonna, every time you see like some really strong moves, you know, you can settle for a red candle, the next red candle, and for another pump back up. You know, it always needs to reset itself a bit whenever it makes such a crazy move. And mine is kind of still going sideways, and unfortunately, guys, I gotta get going, so I'm gonna set my stop on this one. But I anticipate it to get up to, it's already touched here. I anticipate, let's just try to predict where it could stop. Actually, it is actually at a nice spot right now. Don't want to jinx you, Jeremy, but I do see it right here. But it could go higher and then come back down. That's a possibility. Yeah. That was a nice one. This is where you just gotta, you know, hold it for a while because it could go down and may come back up. This was a good area. You could tell by the volume that was a strong pivot point. Well, I'm just gonna let my ZM keep going, and I'm gonna record it, and then put it as a breakdown later on today. But at the moment, I'm approaching 1 hour. That's a long time talking. So I'm gonna get going, guys. I have some things to do. I'm gonna put a live stop in on ZM. I think it's gonna go fine. And hope y'all are staying green today. It's Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow most likely for another hour, another exciting hour. All right, take care, guys. Bye.